Hey, Rob Travels with Dottie here. And no matter how many videos I've done on Quartzsite over the years, I still get the kind of the same question in different forms over and over again. Yeah, I hear what you say about the grocery stores and the camping and the costs and the blah, blah. But what's the big deal? I see Quartzsite everywhere on YouTube. Everybody's talking about Quartzsite, and it seems like it's a big deal, and I just don't understand what the big deal is. Well, I understand that because what is Quartzsite, Arizona? It's a little tiny town of just over 2,000 people population in the desert around nothing else off Interstate 10, about 30 minutes from the California border. Arizona, hot, dusty, really windy. In the winter, it's not that hot, but it's pretty windy and it's pretty cold at night. At times, the desert, when you stay in the desert, it can be, some people would use the word inhospitable. Something like 1 million visitors come. And I've researched that number over and over again. And that doesn't mean 1 million people come all at once and camp there. Of course, that's not possible. But it's true that including people that exit the two Quartzsite exits and at least get gas in Quartzsite, it's 1 million people a year. So if you count everybody, so from 20-minute visits to 6-month visits, it's 1 million people. It's still pretty remarkable for a little town. It's a convenient place for people to stop heading east on Interstate 10 from Los Angeles. As a matter of fact, one of the first things that you notice is there's like 200 or 300 Tesla charging stations in this little tiny town. Well, why would that be? Well, think about it. How many Teslas do you think there are in LA? A lot. What do you think the range of a Tesla is? Well, it's just pretty darn close to the distance driven on Interstate 10 from Los Angeles to Quartzsite. So it's no coincidence. It brings in a lot of people in electric vehicles. Makes sense, right? But I'm still not at my point. All right. Why should you care about any of this? Well, it's got one of the biggest RV shows annually. They call it the Big Tent Show, and it's like right around depending on the year, around the 20th of January every year. And the big tent means a big tent. It's a couple of football fields, like at least a football field wide and 2 or 3 football fields long. It's enormous, but that's not terribly unusual. There are big RV shows all over the country. Yeah. Rock and Gem Show. If you like rocks and gem, yeah, that's the thing. I haven't run into too many people in Quartzsite personally. They're like, man, I'm here for the Rock and Gem Show. People do that, but I don't run into people like that very often. So that's not the big draw. When it's really busy with all those people in December, especially January, where most of the people are there, the most popular month, prices are, high in the 2 local grocery stores, and they struggle to keep stuff on the shelves because there's so many people and you wait a long time and the traffic is terrible. It's just getting stuff in town can be incredibly frustrating. So this isn't sounding like any kind of public service announcement for Visit Quartzsite, is it? There's a lot of stuff that doesn't seem to make sense here. There's in this little tiny town, there are over 50 RV parks. 50, you say? I'm not exaggerating. I do have a list of them, every single one of them. In the last time I counted on the list, I think it was 52. So in January, they mostly fill up, really. Then it's surrounded by hundreds and hundreds of acres of government BLM land. Some is free to camp on for 14 days. Other lands called LTVAs, long-term visitor areas, are $40 for 2 weeks and $180 for the whole season, which is like 7 months. September 15th through April 15th. And a lot of people, we park in the desert in these areas, and you drive down Highway 95 and you look to either side out over the desert. And in January, you see just this unbelievable vista of RVs parked in the desert. What is going on here? What is the draw? Okay, you ready? Did you wait this long? A lot of people already clicked off and said, this guy's never going to get to the point. And he probably doesn't even really have a point. He just wants clicks. So Folks, it's the people in relationships. It is a there a couple of kinds of people that go there. One, people like me that are full-time nomads. I have lots of friends that are full-time nomads, and the vast majority of us, most years, head to stay in Quartzsite for some period of time in the winter in Quartzsite because our friends are going there. And it's a reunion, a joyful reunion every single year. And it's super easy to make new friends and to meet people, especially if you decide you're well equipped enough to camp in the desert. And well equipped enough, that's a whole nother video. I have lots of videos on that, and so does everybody else. So if you want to know what it takes in terms of equipment and knowledge to camp in the desert without hookups, without electricity, there's lots of information out there. I had a recent comment where I was talking about, there's a nomad thing. You don't just go up and knock on a nomad's door. It's just kind of unwritten rule. Um, and I did mention that the protocol usually is if you're camped, even if I camp someone with a friend, if I approach their campsite, they're camped near me, but if I approach their trailer and their door is closed, I leave them alone. If their door is open and there's a screen door and the main door is open, it's kind of an invitation for visits. So I stand about 20 feet away and I say, hey, Cheryl, hey, Sally, are you in there? Is now a good time? And if they don't answer, I assume, no, it's not a good time. And I go about my business. Also, I can just, people I'm camping with, I text. But if I don't know a person and I'm like, hey, visitor, are you okay? Are you busy? And if they say anything but, hey, come on in or come out and greet me, then but that's not really my answer to my viewer's question about, he said, if you can't knock on doors, how the heck do you meet people? You say it's easy to meet people. Well, that's the thing in the desert, in Quartzsite, people spend, unless it's an ugly weather day, people are outside. They're living in the outdoors in the desert. It's usually very comfortable. And so people are usually very approachable in their camps when they're out, sitting on chairs, playing with their dogs, working on something. That's where the interaction happens. And there are also events that you can hear about either on Facebook pages like Quartzsite Chatter. There's all sorts of Facebook pages. Just start looking, type in Quartzsite. You'll find them. You'll find ones that are only active during the winter and they're based out in the desert. And you'll find out about potlucks and other activities that people get together for. So it's so easy to meet new people. And as you meet these new people, often they become lifelong friends. And you in the more years you go, the more that circle of friendships and relationship builds. So the more excited you get to move back. And the places and sites of Quartzsite become symbolic of those relationships and fun times and friendships. So everything sort of merges together. I love the little privately owned grocery stores in Quartzsite. I like the little laundry. I even like the dollar stores and the post office and the little park and just all the little things in Quartzsite that are reminders to me of what a wonderful thing it is to be in that community and be part of it. That's what it is. And you ever seen a winter sunset in the desert? They're not perfect every day, but when they are perfect, wow. That's all I can say is WOW. They can be amazing and they get so amazing. Sometimes when you're camping with people, you might be in your rig when the sun's going down and you'll start getting text messages, sunset, sunset, sunset. Cause it's the peak of its brief. So you get texts from people and you run outside and you look and the whole sky is on fire and red and it's bright and it's gorgeous. And there's one of those classic saguaro cacti right in the middle of the picture. And everybody's out there with their phones taking pictures of it because it's so gorgeous. and the stars at night. Yeah, they're kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So very little light bleed. And you can look over above you and you can see the Milky Way. And it's absolutely gorgeous. So I can talk about all the things there are to do, the big tent show, the going out to eat, taking day trips. There's, like anywhere else, there's all sorts of things to do, but none of these things are really the draw. The draw are, I get to see my friends. I get to hang out with my friends and I get to do things with people. And probably more, as important as getting to see my friends every winter is I make new friends every winter. And believe it or not, I'm an introvert. No, you're not an introvert. I see your channel. You're an extrovert. No, I'm an introvert. Um, it takes effort for me. See, like right now, I'm not talking to a group of people, am I? I'm all by myself in my little tiny trailer, talking to a little tiny camera. That's all that's going on here. When I talk to people, I have to go to some effort. It doesn't come naturally, but I can do it. And I've trained myself how to do it year after year. But the most important thing that makes me an introvert is being around people. It's exhausting. I'm tired. I work doing counseling sessions on Fridays. On Saturdays, I volunteer in the museum here. So at the end of those 2 days, I pass out. I'm just like so exhausted from just being around people. And it takes me a full 24 hours to recover because I gain my energy from my solitude. And when the batteries are charged up, I go back out there again. So, I would say if I had to take a wild guess, I'd say 70 or 80% of nomads are truly introverts like that. And another beauty of camping in the desert is, normally when I've been camping in the desert, I've been with anywhere from 5 to 10 different people where we kind of huddle together in the same little area. And if I'm feeling like I need to recharge my battery for a couple of days, I may get a text or two. It's just making sure you're okay. We haven't seen you in a while. And I go, I'm okay. I'm just having some alone time. But people won't like bang on my door and insist I come out or harass me if I don't want to do that. They understand. And there are other people in camp. Well, we haven't seen Sally or Barb for a couple of days. Well, let's just check in on her, make sure she's okay. If she says okay, then we leave her alone and we wait for her to come out when her batteries are recharged. We understand each other in this community. And so this is, I tried to do this in another video. I even did a thumbnail that said 5 reasons to come to Quartzsite. And I took a big X and I crossed out the 5 and I put the 1. But it didn't do too well and not that many people saw it. So I thought I'd try it again. And I'm going to use a little artificial intelligence to help me get this out to more people so they will understand what Quartzsite is about and the reasons why it's so wonderful. And hopefully more of y'all will come out and I'll meet more of you. Lots of opportunities to meet in Quartzsite. It's a little town. And especially this year, for the first year, I'm not going to be outside of town in the desert. I'm going to be in an RV park in town. So you're going to see this face in town all the time. And when I'm out and about doing things, I get stopped by people that know my channel regularly, and it's an absolute complete joy every single time. So if you come to Quartzsite, you stand a really good chance of running into this mug. Anyway, I hope this works, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.